What is going on, guys? Thank you for stopping in for today's YouTube video. As you can probably see around me, I'm just gonna cut right to it because I can't wait to show you guys what's around me here. Is all of the Sema builds. This is just the outside portion. There's tons of stuff inside, all kinds of different hauls. This is the American Force booth we're currently at right now, and I just had to stop and show you guys this. This is new for this year. This is a 30-inch wheel. I mean, it is just, it literally doesn't do justice. Obviously, the tire is massive as well. Comparing that to, say, like a 24 or something at it, it's not even close to comparable. I'll show you guys down here. This is a 26, which you'd think would be massive as well, but you start comparing it to all the other ones, and just starts to look all the same. So that is a 26 for reference there to that. And I mean, just look at that. Just an absolute massive wheel. Seeing a lot of these this year. Never saw sword shocks before, if I'm saying that right. Basically, it's kind of like the new air ride almost, where this will adjust from the top portion all the way to the bottom, and that would adjust your ride height. All your suspension is still from your coilover, but this will just affect ride height. Here we got a Ram. What do we got in here? Tire size 28 on here, so 28, 26, and 30s down there. Absolutely incredible. So this video is kind of going to be a little bit I'm going to go to some build owners. We're going to talk about their trucks, and then after that just kind of B-roll showing you guys different trucks of underneath, on top, everything. So look forward to that. So I was just walking along here and I ran into these two guys. You probably don't know them. Who is this guy right here?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey? And two of them. Hey, it's like the triple duo right here.
D-Max Jack, dude.
D-Max, Ron.
Nice to meet you, my man.
Hey, it's a pleasure, buddy. I like what the mustache really grew in.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I know. Like the work for it stuff, you know.
It's good to hear that's going well.
Yeah, thanks. I just finished my Sema build.
Hey, well, I just gave away a Grom through Enthusiast.
Yeah, wow.
Check out enthusiastapparel.com.
Yeah, workforapparel.com.
That's with the Z.
Yeah. So many plugs going on here. Oh, man.
Nah, man, it's good to be here with you.
Absolutely. It's nice to meet you for the first time.
Yep, it is.
This is all three of us and him for the first time as well. So
it's been a pleasure. If you guys don't know, this genius guru right here in terms of any type of Duramax, especially Duramax performance and tuning and all that. This man kind of saved the day on getting this thing all taken care of.
We did. We got this thing tuned up and ready to go for a year.
Like last second, got this thing tuned up and ready to go.
After a series of what, you say 25 phone calls minimum?
At least.
There was a few. The issue we had was I didn't even know that you can't read a factory file out of an LML. What you do there is you just flash over the factory file, and then if you do need a factory one back, you just go ahead and contact your tuner, they give it to you. So now I know for future reference, and you do too. And
it's a learning experience.
Exactly,
yeah, thanks for the knowledge.
I learned call Mark. I don't even want to deal with it. I'm just calling Mark from now on.
Perfect. All right, so I think it's a good opportunity that this truck just happens to be sitting in front of us, that this guy should take us through.
Let me walk you through my Sema build.
Sema 2018. All right, Ryan, where do you even want to start on this thing? There's just so many details to cover.
It is, and it's funny because normally I'm on your end of the camera asking other people about their builds. So
how's it feel right now? Just awkward?
It's a little awkward, but I always tell people, like, your truck is what you love, so it should be pretty easy to talk through. So I guess we'll kind of start on the front here. Obviously, this grill has been replaced. So this grill is from DB Customs, and actually a custom version of the grill that they offer. As you can see in here, we've got the transparent copper accent, which actually ties in with the rest of the lift kit that you guys will see in a minute. And then, of course, Work For It Apparel being my brand, we came up with this sweet Work For It backlit logo on the front. Turned out really nice. DB Customs does really, really nice work. Coming down, we've got my vlog bumpers. If you guys have seen any of my videos, I was on the hunt for a long time for the proper bumper, and to me, Flog just does everything right. The way that they really incorporate all the body lines into the bumper, it's been unparalleled to any bumper that I have seen.
What I really like is they tuck it in. You see all these bumpers that are like hanging out like this, and you know, it just looks like a giant lip hanging off the front.
It almost resembles a factory bumper in shape and size, and then they just went ahead and made it more aggressive, threw the light pockets in, the giant tow hooks on. Of course, the completely unnecessary, but you know.
Oh, you'll be pulling everyone out with these
Sema
things.
sweet spikes on the thing.
The zombie killers.
Right? So, no, the vlog did an amazing job. They're actually here at Sema with us, and they've been really great to work with, so I can't say enough nice things about them. Then moving to the front here, we have what is the Bulletproofs. They don't actually make this kit. They actually custom made for me a 12-inch coilover conversion for these trucks because, as you guys know, the 2500 trucks do not come with coilovers, only the 1500s. So I had done the torsion lifts in the past, and to me, this next truck that I built, I wanted it to ride like it should ride. So I went ahead and contacted Bulletproof and said, hey, listen, if you guys would be willing, what do we got to do to make a coilover conversion for this truck at a 12-inch level? So Bulletproof stepped up and made that for me, and this thing actually rides phenomenally. We are running Markma Dakar MTs. These are 40 by 15.5 by 24. We are running drop star forged wheels here for Sema. We've got another set back at home that are fuel forged that actually match the color of the lift kit. We just did not have time with the Sema crunch, and by the time we got these wheels, we didn't have time to really powder coat them and do anything to them, so that's kind of, they are as they sit. Mirrors, headlights, taillights, third brake light, all of that was built by Legends Performance. Gio over there really took care of me, and I just love the finishing touch that these add to the truck. Obviously, everything that was chrome has been color matched. Just really ties everything in. At some point, I know we got a little bit of chrome left. After Sema, these are going to get either painted or vinyl wrapped, or something's going to get done to them. Obviously, the rear suspension is it's kind of in a world of its own. This is the 9 to 13 inch Ultimate Air Ride 4-link kit, so completely on air. I can show you guys it going up and down real quick if you like.
Oh, what do you got for switches in there? Where are we at?
So, well, for the air ride, we're running the AccuAir E-level system, and then all of my switches for the lighting and the compressors, everything is actually tucked up underneath here.
Oh, it's nice and hidden.
So to me, if it's not a factory switch, I don't like it to show, because I just don't like people that just put random switches everywhere. So if it's not going to look factory, I like to tuck things away. So we hid all that away, but we turn on the compressor system here, so it's got a bunch of presets on it. You can manually adjust it right here. Obviously, we only have the rear set. So right now, if we hit number 1, so number 1 lowers it down all the way to just above the bump stock. That way you still have a little bit of ride quality.
Okay, so we can drive there.
Then preset number 2 brings it up to what would be level. And then obviously number 3 shows you the true height that this lift kit will get to.
Wow, do you know what height that is over stock right there? What that sits
They
at?
claim 13, but as you can see, I mean, I've been next to trucks with 14-inch lifts and they're not this tall. So clearly, it's higher than, I would say, 13 over stock. So we're running extreme air compressors. As you can hear, the real difference between that and the bi-airs. These things are just super quiet without having to switch to a belt-driven compressor, which are just, number 1, expensive, but they're huge.
That's the first thing I noticed is the Viers are just a lot loud. Of course, I got 2 of them. How many are in here?
There's
1
2.
or okay, so same thing. That is.
So the extreme airs are way quieter than the Viers. I ran the Viers on my last truck as well. So it's definitely an upgrade. Obviously, we're running amp steps off of the 1500, which offers a much better fit than the 2500 amp steps.
I'm very jealous of that fitment. Mine are literally like hanging down like that because they have to clear the def tank on the other side for the diesel version, but wise man to get the 1500 steps.
It takes a little work to make them work, but it's definitely
you can make it happen.
You gotta make a few parts fall off, but all the lighting that you see, all the rock lights, those are from C4 Off-Road, and we've got 32 lights total around the truck, and we kind of, depending on where you look on the truck, we actually slid them in from behind the fender liner here. I don't know exactly how much is going to show up with the light. They're pretty bright, but there's 32 of them spaced out around the truck, and you know, to me, C4's always treated me really well, and these lights light the truck up awesome. Gen Y hitch on the back there with their stabilizer hitch setup.
That is one beefy, completely overkill, but if you build a truck like this, you're shooting for overkill.
You don't want like the standard run-of-the-mill like 12-inch drop hitch. They just don't look right. So the Gen Y hitch definitely fits the look of the truck.
So yeah, that extra tie in there, and you actually probably will use this thing. Let's be honest here. Use that hitch.
The reason that I went with the air ride in the rear and the 4-link and all that was that I have the ability to tow if I wanted to. yes, this isn't my work truck. I have a separate truck that I use as a work truck, but I do plan on daily driving this truck. And, you know, my other truck's a 7.3. Second you hook up a trailer to that thing, I swear it will not go over 50 miles an hour. So having a truck like this that can still haul the weight, but it's still, I'm telling you, the ride on this thing is immaculately plush. It's nice. I mean, I am super impressed with this. I'll never go leaf springs again on the rear of a truck. This thing is just, bar none, rides much smoother. I mean, you have air on the back, so you know.
So let's talk about that. For the people who are looking to get a lift kit, let's go pros and cons of air ride. Now let's, first off, 3 options. You got your leaf spring, right? You got your coilover, and then third option, you have your airbags. Price, obviously leaf spring. You just put a block underneath it. How expensive can that get?
Or if you buy the pre-manufactured leafs for that lift, but it's still expensive. I think the 12-inch springs from Atlas are about $1,000.
There you go. And the ride on, I had them on my old Ford, and they were rough. How about you?
Yeah, well, especially with no weight in the back of these things, it's, you know, it's a 12-inch lifted truck when you're driving it, that's for sure.
So then we have the airbags here, which we're just talking, like, they put these things on semis. It's a proven concept that these things can tow. So is yours pretty much self-leveling for the most part, or you just have to add air through the system?
No, it's completely self-leveling. So we'll actually see, this is actually my first time driving it, so we were driving it around town, and we would get to a stoplight, and it would sit like a little bit unlevel at the stoplight, and the actual airbags would kick in and pop it up just a hair.
No, that's
so
cool.
It's got the AccuAir E-level system, so it's completely managed and keeps everything level. So the second you hook up a trailer, you put weight in the bed, it'll automatically adjust for that.
And then the last option is coilovers. These things, they take a little bit to get dialed in. I hear I've honestly never run a set myself on the rear. You have more experience than what I do.
Well, coilovers, I mean, more so in the off-road community and the stuff that we do off-road, but spring rates are huge, and it's really hard to tune them, and not a lot of companies spend the time it takes to tune them, so they're going to send you an off-the-shelf stock coilover, and unless you got a good shot guy that is willing to take the time to tune it right, I can see things going wrong really bad with coilovers. They can buck, they can do a lot of weird things. So to me, it's more expensive to go air ride, but it's less of a headache in the end.
It seems to be that way. I mean, like we're saying, towing, ride, the only downside is the price on those. That's really the only issue you got to worry about, because you got to 4-link it to be able to stabilize the rear end. But overall, an awesome setup, man. I am very impressed. I never thought this build was going to go this far. I thought it was going to be cool lift kit. You know, Ryan was going to take care of this thing, wheels, tires, you know, but this thing,
my wallet thought the same thing.
and then it just took a completely different turn. But I'm very happy that you took it this far, because it looks great, and I almost forgot about the interior.
Oh yeah,
show me that.
Don't mind the Mountain Dew bottle rolling around.
Oh my gosh.
The interior was done by Roadwire Interiors, and they absolutely crushed it. Obviously, they threw the Work For It in the headliners for Work For It apparel. Matt over at Speedpole, make sure I was hooked up with a sweet Yeti that matches the lift kit. It's kind of hard to see, it's getting a little dark. Also, the flagpoles in the rear are made by Speedpole. Got to throw that in there. I should probably lower the rear down so we can actually
see what we're doing here. So we got all the white stitching in here. Nice leather, got it in the back as well. That is one nice setup right there, man.
I mean, I have to say, dude, your truck was a huge inspiration to go another white truck, to white out as much as I did on the truck. And then I know I picked your brain a lot on the air ride, because I was going between Kelderman and Ultimate Air Ride. Ultimately, I settled on Ultimate Air Ride just for the beefiness of the kit and just feeling like it was going to be a little more showy. But I love both kits, and I appreciate you you talking me through every decision I made, so thanks.
Absolutely, man. Glad to help. And the other thing we went over a lot is, if you're picking a color underneath there, if your accent color, go lighter than you think you need to go, because chances are it'll end up just a lot darker, because what sun makes it deepen your fender well and all that. So go a shade lighter. If I do one thing over again, that's what I do, is a shade lighter on the red. And you kind of went a little bit lighter too, right?
Yeah. No, I remember picking your brain on that a lot, because it's scary to commit to a powder coat color. Get a rendering done. If you guys are thinking of putting this much money into something, you don't want to have to do things twice. Get a rendering done. It's a lot cheaper to have the rendering changed over than it is to pull things off and re-powder coat it, even though I've had to do that a couple times because this color is super hard to powder coat.
Very
but yeah, get a rendering done before you commit to anything, and it'll make your life a lot easier.
And what did that rendering run you?
Couple $100.
Exactly. I mean, for as much as you're spending, when you're going to something to this level, it's absolutely worth it. Maybe not if you have to say, like, for my daily driver, I wouldn't get a rendering for that. You know, you kind of just look on the internet, other pictures. Google is your best friend when building a truck. That is for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
See other people's setups.
There's so much stuff out there. I mean, you don't have to be at Sema to see all this stuff. Instagram's a plethora of knowledge, and to me, that's where a lot of the inspiration for parts. I mean, you can't find some of these parts on companies' websites. You need to be kind of in the Instagram world to see them first. So there's a lot out there. If you guys are looking to build a truck, it's fun.
You just got to use the resources out there.
That's it.
So guys, I definitely appreciate you watching the video, coming along this whole Sema adventure with me. It's been an awesome time here. This is your first time and you probably just loving this, huh?
I think I'm hooked.
Yeah, every year now, it's put in a calendar.
I might as well. Yeah, let's screw it. I'm taking the week off.
Exactly. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Ryan, thanks for showing me around here.
Of course, brother.
Definitely appreciate that. And we will catch you guys on the next video.
Roll the outro.
Boom.